Hi everyone, it is Monday and it is time for our weekly tarot live. I'll wait till you guys get in the room, kind of get started. Make sure that you say hi when you log in. Little emoticon or a little love note would be fabulous. Let's see, make sure I can see all of them as you guys are in the room. Say hi when you're here. Happy Monday. Hi Brandon, Sarah, yay. Okay. I'm just going to keep repeating. It's Monday, and I feel like, hi, Paula, that I'm slightly on the struggle bus. Hi, Erica. And there's reason for that. So Mondays are awesome because we get our weekly tarot in together. We can kind of chat a little bit about the energies ahead. But tomorrow, Tuesday, on Tangent Tuesday, we'll dive into it. But tomorrow is also our new moon ritual. So tomorrow is going to be about the new moon. We are currently in the new moon energy. And this is weird energy. Last week, our tarot reading was very much that it was like nice, but major. There's a real transition of energetics going on and integration, okay? So anytime you have integration in the body, my main perspective usually comes from the physical because I teach movement for you all, and that's been the calling card for 20 some years now. Those who are clients of mine and members of Unicorn Wellness Studio, they hear me say it, and I'll just keep saying it because it's really important to hear that when you are working out, like for the physical body, the body works in 4-week cycles, okay? We work with a moon cycle, right, of approximately 28 days. 3 weeks of a movement cycle should be progressions for strength. But the 4th week is constructive rest. It should be quieter. It should be more calm movement, which is exactly what happens with your workouts on Unicorn Wellness Studio. Good morning, Chris. People think when they're trying to get fit or they're trying to lose weight or they're trying to gain more strength, more muscle mass, that it happens in the workout. But the workout is preparation for change. A workout, technically, if we're talking about muscle mass, tears muscle fibers, okay? That's the goal, is to stress it to a certain point, allow it to tear the fibers. Then in your rest stages, you allow that to be fed by proteins, and it fills in those torn spots. So it creates a stronger muscle, more definition, more shape, more strength. So the change, good morning, Megan, hi, Sue, in a physical body happens in the rest stages in our constructive rest week. This is constructive rest week, okay? So that's number one. Workouts don't create change. They are preparation for change. They are actually stress in order to make change, okay? So this week when we speak energetically, it's the same thing when we're talking energetics. How do we heal? How do we level up? How do we ditch low vibration, negative thought patterns, old ways of thinking, false paradigms? Good morning, you guys. I see you all. Melinda, hi, and Cynthia. So it works exactly the same with energetics, okay? That as we go through a healing process, we are diligently doing the work, right? We're trying to be aware. We're trying to be honest, take responsibility for ourselves. Wherever something needs adjusting or fixing or making better, we do everything that we can to assist that process. So if you were with me for the last, I try to keep them mostly on Tangent Tuesday, but I'm going over this because it's Monday and because we're already feeling it. Like anger and guilt, and when these things come up, that when they come up and they're getting really loud, and uncomfortable sadness and depression, this is a huge flag too, that we need to be with it. We need to understand that this is an opportunity for purging, of healing, of assisting and clearing these things, because it is a bit of an up and out. You have to feel it to heal it. So when the feels come, whether they be guilt or anger or joy or sadness and frustration, as they come up and out, this is the time to work with them. It's like things falling out of the closet. Well, you have to put it back somewhere, right? So you can choose to put it back or to donate it or to throw it away or to go, whoa, I totally wanted to wear that today. It comes out, right? So energetically, you need that functional working on it time, journaling, meditation, getting on the mat, talking about it, delving into your tarot. But then you need these quiet times of integration. So energetically, it goes with the new moon flow typically. as a cycle. So this is the time to be quieter, to have more meditation or some meditation, to really spend some time alone in order to be able to hear things, to think things, to have ahas in things. But the new moon energy, typically every month, is that time to go, I'm going to allow things to integrate. All the work that I've been doing, I'm allowing for integration and transition in the quiet, calm stages. So healing happens through the chaos, right? Through the up and out, through the practical and the magical. And the magical is the quiet times. And so in a movement pattern in our workouts, like we have strength, strength, strength. You can tell it takes more effort, right? And then in the new moon, we have constructive rest of stretching, myofascial release, really calm attention on the body. Things are still moving through. We're still moving. We're still working on it, but we're allowing integration. So this week, what I'm hearing before we even get the cards going for the weekly tarot is that it's a week of integration. And it kind of started this weekend, but yesterday in a big way. So if you're feeling really tired, I think this is a confusing moon also, because if you look at the new moon, it's in Aries. Aries doesn't like to be quiet or sit still. So Aries wants to go, 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 go. So this is a great time of planting, fresh starts, new beginnings, new intentions, new manifestations, right? But this moon's got this weird, like to it. Because if you tell an Aries to sit still, they're like fucking pissed. They're like, it's like the horns come out and they start to get kind of aggressive about things. So I think there's a bit of anxiety and discomfort with this moon as we shift and integrate, because it's a new moon. It's supposed to be calm. It's supposed to be quiet and listening and receiving. Aries don't like that kind of energy. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow. But there's also still a lot happening in Pisces. And if you have Pisces in a sun, rising, or moon spot, we've been more comfortable with this Mercury retrograde because it's Mercury, I wrote it, Neptune, and the moon is in Pisces like today and tomorrow. We've been more comfortable with this retrograde, but it's still really mucky and unknown and slow and like somebody poured water all over everything. It's kind of mushy. So just know that if you feel that way, it's okay. All the feels are okay. They're all appropriate, right? Everything's happening at the right way in the right time. But what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling is this is a week of integration. So there was transformation last week, a real transition of karmic energy, of leveling up. Our body needs the rest and the quiet, as does our energy, in order to integrate and make, the ascension stronger, our vibration stronger. So think of energetics just like the muscle. It gets taxed and tested, right, and pushed and worked with. Then it needs a calm rest stage in order to integrate. So with all of this watery business still in Pisces, this is why I said Mercury, transitioning direct is always still 2 weeks out. But this one's still mucky, and you have Neptune in Pisces, it's just all the water. It's going to take a little time to still feel like dun, 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 like spring. We feel it. There's an upswing. There's a breeze. There's like a, every once in a while as you stick your head out of the water. But this is a week of integration. So if you're feeling slow, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling still like, what is going on? Just go quiet this week. We're going to see what the cards have to say, but get on the mat, do your stretches, do your foam rolling, get your butt in meditation. Why is it always my butt that gets invited places? Take your whole self to meditation, okay? So you need quiet time. This is not particularly a week to push for social endeavors, and I'm laughing because I have many things going on this week that I can't navigate out of. They're important. And so if you have a lot of social endeavors, just make sure you have extra time alone to integrate the energies. Because although the energy shifted last week and it was big and it's good, this is like your body and your energy going, if I put my foot over there, is that a boat or is that like a slip? I don't know what that is, or am I still in water? It still feels like unknown out there. So just go slow. Okay. Do y'all have any questions? Hi, you guys. Questions or comments about things, like just put them in there. But that was a tiny, overview of the week and the energies that are going on. We're going to go into a big deal tomorrow for Tangent Tuesday because tomorrow is our new moon ritual. Okay. So we'll be talking all things moony tomorrow. Yeah, it's not, tomorrow is not the new moon. This is when we're going to talk about it this week, okay? Your newsletter will come out on Friday, I think. So Tuesday's like the heads up on all of these energies, and Friday you'll have it in your inbox in a somewhat tangible way, okay? All right, here we go. In for the weekly reading. You know, last week was no look backs and moving forward and really getting focused on what you want and what the big vision is, faith in the future. We're still working on surrender big time. Aries is funny with surrender. They don't really know how to do it. But once they learn, unbelievably powerful manifestors. Okay. So Aries season can still feel conflicting, even though it kind of feels like yes. Let's see what this week has in store for us as a collective this week, April 1st, April Fool's Day, through the 6th, okay? So here we go. I'm using the Robin Wood Tarot. It's the spring deck, I feel like, so you'll see it for a while. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a spirit in which to move through things. This is from the Soul Space Oracle deck. Okay. Oh, all right. Not you. Okay. And then the additional card for the week for support, archangels this week. So it's usually an angel or a goddess. The angels are loud. I will read it, and then I will read from its booklet because they're oracle cards and it offers much more in this route. But this is for the week. Okay. All right. Okay, theme of the week, like the overall what we're working with. This first card always says this is where we're starting from. This is also the theme of what we're going to be dealing with this week. I mean, it's a beautiful card. This is 10 of Pentacles, okay? So 10 of Pentacles is, you know, this is the earth element. This is often finances. This is wealth. This is love. This is joy. This is abundance, okay? 10 is fresh starts and new beginnings. So this says that now take it, like, hear this. The theme of this week is about starting from abundance, fresh starts and new beginnings. We are really being offered a clean slate, a perspective shift, and a real like yes to opportunities coming in where they just weren't before, and that you're not moving from a place of false paradigms, fear, and like losing everything or squeezing the life out of it, okay? So this is where we're starting from. So some of us may be feeling this already, like, yeah, I'm just not worried about things the way I was before. Or I'm aware, but I'm not going to allow myself to slip off into fear mode and spiral and put money in the bank for things that never happen, or put money in the bank stress-wise and worry-wise and then like manifest them because all my attention's going there, okay? So some of us may be on the conscious like side of that of going, I'm not working from that place anymore. No. And then if we're not quite there yet and you're like, we're still sitting in anxiety and fear and depression and like mostly anxiety is what I'm hearing, then this is an opportunity that this will be the theme of this week for you to really step out of, to be aware of it. How can you shift the perspective? How can you flip the script from, we talked about it last week, I have to do this, to I get to do this. That's hard. I know. I used to be the person who really hated that. I still get annoyed with that. However, as a conscious, like, you know, if we're on a conscious path to our highest and greatest good, there comes a time we have to start to navigate from that perspective. You can't continue to live in fear and anxiety and false paradigm and worry if you really trust and surrender and are in co-creatorship with divine spirit. You just can't. The two do not go hand in hand. They are actually in opposition to one another. So you've got this week, the theme of this week is working from a place of abundance, from being given things, from being in receiving mode of allowing things to be offered to you, allowing things to come to you, and you say, yes, thank you. Even if you don't like particularly, so let's put it this way. I love this little story metaphor. Somebody gives you a gift and you say, thank you so much. And you look at it and you're like, that is so not me and I'm never going to use it. And that's like crazy. You always say thank you and you receive, because that's the universe saying, I receive. Great. Do you have to love everything? No, but you can pass it on and regift it or donate it and allow it to cycle, right? Instead of the judging of like, that's crazy. Why would anybody give this to me? I'm never going to use this. Stash it in a closet. Let it take up some weird cubby hole in your house and eat up energy. Thank you for receiving, but then you get to make a decision, fate and free will, right? And you go, that's not particularly for me, but I appreciate the thought and the offer. Great. I'm going to move that energy forward. So looking at things from a different perspective this week of how things circulate and how you receive. If someone gives you a compliment, say thank you and stop. Okay. And move on. Like, don't try to explain it. Don't explain it away. You know, don't thwart it. I don't need you to thank me. Yeah, they know that. Just say thank you. Okay, so there's this bit of receiving and how we receive and being open to receive rather than saying no, no, no. Because if you keep putting up no's to the universe, then the universe goes, well, then why am I sending anything? You know, this is where gratitude comes in. Can you see it as a benefit somehow, or can you not take it so personally? Why did this super ugly thing come to me? Like, no. It was a gift. Maybe a strange one. It may literally be the way for you to learn this lesson, to see it and go, okay, that was in the weekly tarot. Thank you. And then how do I circulate? Okay. So there's a big bit of receiving and circulation theme this week. Where are you starting from? Either from a place of awareness of going, I'm still not in this, like, I know there's a bigger plan and I'm going to trust this situation. But that's what we're working towards this week, okay? So that's beautiful. And then again, for some of us, we're in this place of feeling abundance even if nothing has changed, right? That's when you know the energetics and the spiritual path is really set in motion because you feel full, you feel trusting, you feel like, yeah, okay, cool. Next steps this week. This is always a great one. This is a major arcana card. We still have another 3 major arcana cards this week. That's still big in a 5-card reading. Okay. So this is our first one. This is the sun. Okay. The sun is about stepping into your true place in the sun, really feeling yourself, having a spotlight on you, doing the things that you're meant to be doing that bring you joy. In this, you know, very traditional deck, it's a naked baby on a white horse, you know, so it's about being vulnerable, being true as to who you are at your soul level. Like, babies ain't got nothing to hide, right? So we need to just be like, yo, this is me. I'm going to ride my own stallion in and save myself. You know, there's a lot of this about rootedness and groundedness and this red flag of feeling secure in who you are, and that yellow sun of solar plexus energy. Solar plexus is manifestation. So the next step in this week is really feeling yourself. Like, yeah, like I totally can do this. Like, I'm meant to do this. And if other people don't get it, I don't need to be mean about it, but they need to step out of the way. So sunflowers are always abundance. I always think that this is a call to things happening in the summer, really blooming in the summer. So that some of the next steps, even though it's this week, is like our confidence level is going to go up and we're going to kind of feel ourselves in this, you know, bigger, more secure way. But that the manifestations of this feeling ourselves, springtime, conflicting messaging, all the feels, Pisces energy with all the go, go, go of Aries is not going to come into bloom until this summer. There's this thing about the end of May, and I don't know what it is yet, but it's been very clear that things aren't really going to happen until the end of May. So just hang on to that, okay? Then how things are really going to happen. Okay, y'all, I know some of you hate this card. I don't really like the word hate, but we go, ugh, it's the Tower. So the Tower is, you know, there's a couple ways around this, right? Tower is structural change. Things are going to shift in a real way. Now, people see this card and they get all freaked out sometimes. For my unicorns that have been with me on unicornwellness.studio, and you all get your monthly, your new, and your full moon tarot readings, you know that's not the case. Like, don't get freaked out. It still comes out of the deck and I go, maybe a little bit of caution. That the Tower are things that, you know, structures you have built, things you have put into place in your life. Like, we have all built certain towers. We have a house, we have a job, we have people. The Tower is a call to, something in that tower ain't working. Something in that tower is now a wall that prevents you from getting to the next level, or to or from other people, or to or from other opportunities. So when the Tower card comes out, it always signals a change. Look for functional structural change. So if you're on a path of consistently working, you know, with your energies in the cards, on the mat, in meditation, in journaling, and really self-reflection, and you're pretty keyed into hearing your messaging, right? Then the Tower can be really soft. I've seen it be like a change in schedule. Like you used to do something in the morning and now you do it at night, and it shifts the day and it makes it easier and it allows integration. So it can be that soft, okay? The Tower, if you have like hearing your messages, you've been getting readings and you're not implementing the guidance, the Tower can get a little surly and kind of big and nasty. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat that, because the universe always whispers like a couple times, then starts talking to you, then will yell at you, and then I say it starts throwing fucking dishes at your head, you know, and that's the time when things really break down, where there are some major health crises, where you get fired from a job, like there's a breakup or a relationship split that you're like, where did that come from? So the Tower is one of those like spectrums, like the dial. If you've been listening, life, it can be this little mellow. It's not always mellow, but it can be more of a flow, right? Of adjusting, going with the flow, listening and going, okay, I'm going to not do that right now, even though I heard I was supposed to, and then I'm going to move forward later when it feels right. That if you're not doing the micro adjustments with the feedback that you're getting and the messaging that you're getting, and you're not working with the energies at play, both in the physical and in the magical, then the universe starts moving stuff around in big ways that don't feel good. Okay, and says you were going to learn this lesson, you were going to make changes, or it's just going to be unbearably uncomfortable for you. And we're just going to keep throwing piles onto it. We're going to keep throwing bricks on top of your Tower. So this week, midweek, is the Tower card, right? Because as we look at the 5-card layout, it also kind of has this like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of like ebb to it. So there's something midweek that has to shift. Again, at its smallest level, something structural, something functional. I keep hearing that the days are changing. You know, it's like as if we would change this. Hi, Anita. It would be as if we shifted, you know, Monday weekly tarot to Friday. I don't know. You know, like there's just something that changes in the dial that doesn't have to be big, but allows for other energies to move around and allows for other access, you know, to and from people, to and from the cosmos. If you haven't been making the micro adjustments from your readings, from your meditation, that thing you know you should be doing that you just keep not doing, I think you're going to get called out this week. Like something's going to happen and you're going to lose an opportunity, or something's really going to be like, shit, okay, well, I wasn't listening. Okay. So the Tower doesn't have to, you don't have to be struck by lightning. But if you're not actively in progress of your soul's, you know, unfoldment and your highest and greatest good, sometimes the universe gives you a little shove from behind. Okay. All right. Assets to this week. She gorgeous. You know, I mean, it's the Empress. And we've seen the Empress and the High Priestess a lot lately. Yeah. Okay. She and the High Priestess are my favorite. The Empress is like Unicorn Wellness Studio, like amplified. This is it. This is about practical grounding techniques. This is about the balance of the practical and the magical. The Empress takes care of the details. She is the best great mother energy. She will make you a meal that she grew herself, you know, then she'll spin, you know, her, you know, loom and make you a sweater to wear. Meanwhile, she's making a baby. It's about creation. It's about creating opportunities. It's about grounding. She's almost always outside by a big tree. Okay. So the assets to this week is that when you work your grounded assets, you're going to make your way through this in a really beautiful transition. So remember that last week was offering us transition and no look backs, like keep going, trust and surrender. And this week is integration time. You need to lay low. You need to be on the mat. You need to be in meditation. You need to be fueling in really supportive, nurturing and nourishing ways for your body. I hear an upswing in greens and the root vegetables always, but I also hear some proteins, like some meats. And I know that's in conflict, but everybody has their own food code. And some of us really require clean animal proteins in minimal amounts to keep us grounded and tethered into this physical plane. So there's, you know, just take everything in stride. There's an asset here of knowing how to ground yourself, how to support yourself, how to nurture. I keep hearing nurture yourself this week. Yeah. And when this card comes up, it really is genuinely always a call to get to the mat, to anchor into your unicorn wellness.studio practices, because this is the point of the practical practices. The Empress is the practical magic. Like, she's like, no, you need to eat decent food. You need to get some more rest. You need to go meditate, go make something, keep your hands busy so your brain doesn't spiral. Okay, so focus on making and creating beauty instead of focusing on what's fallen apart or what is no longer or what you think may not last for very much longer. It's not about fighting to keep things. It's about creating more beautiful things. So yeah, Anita, like, get in there with it. Get in there with the Empress. She's our asset for the week. She's always the asset, but it's a little louder this week of like, nope. So when we talk about surrender and rest and constructive rest doesn't mean do nothing. That's the Pisces aspect. I just want to do nothing. You know, sometimes you need a little bit of that. But the Empress is about creating things. Like, she makes do with what she's got. She spins gold out of nothing, like, so make and creativity. It's a very feminine, it's very divine feminine energy. Okay. And then the outcome of this week. So where we kind of end up in this energy of integration. Yeah. I mean, I got myself on the mat this morning before I was on the struggle bus of like Pisces, like being whisked away and like about ready to cry or scream at somebody. And I'm like, I'm going to go get myself on the mat. There is so much to be said for embodiment. And I want to talk about that tomorrow. So if you all join me tomorrow on Tangent Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here, then remind me to talk about embodiment. Because the Empress is embodiment. She's getting into that physical body big time in order to get anchored and rooted, in order to manifest and make magic. So we need that balance between humanity and divinity, practical and magical, and moving in the body, working out, unicornwellness.studio. And not any movement will do. Movement is good and it will help, but we have to be doing it more consciously in alignment with the energies at play, because we're in a big shift here. So yes, okay, I'm trying to watch the comments as we go too. Yeah, it's really like, it's important right now. That's what I can say. And the outcome for this week. This is 7 of Wands. So this is interesting. This is a little bit open-ended for this week. Okay, so 7 of Wands. 7, if you're with me here quite often, is not good luck. It is the number of self-help. This is about really being aware of how do you think? What do you think? What do you want to protect? How are you navigating? Are you manipulating other people? Are you really giving freely, or is there some weird martyrdom thing in here? 7 is about doing the work so that when the timing is right, preparation meets timing. That's what luck really is, right? Is when preparation meets timing. So there's preparation here at the end of the week, but 7 of Wands is about standing your ground and really protecting it fiercely. Like, this is always about like, other people just do not get what you're doing. And they may think it's super weird, and they may have a whole lot of judgy, like real genuine force feedback for you. And you just have to calmly stand your ground. Like, yeah, I got my own one and I'm not here to fight, but you don't just get to bully me, and you don't just get to say mean things, and you don't just get to poo-poo all over my ideas, because you're not doing anything. It's not putting you at risk for anything. This is simply me. So there, in the cosmos, like the astrology last week, it's still brewing. We're dealing with it all month. It has a lot to do with relationships, okay? For us as unicorn wellness and unicorns in the world and as a collective, when it comes to relationships, it's typically always about the relationship with ourselves, because every relationship we have outside of ourselves is a reflection of ourselves, right? So it always comes home. Always. So at the end of this week, there's going to be a bit of standing your ground. But I really think, because you've got the Empress here, and then you've got the Sun of standing in your true place in the Sun, it may feel like the struggle bus to stand in your true self, in your true voice, in your true energy, potentially against people that you really love, that support you. Sometimes people just don't understand, but it's the Sun in disguise. We have to be able to stand up for what we really believe in uncomfortable ways, to get to the comfort of confidence and feeling like that true place in the Sun. They are challenges. It's the gauntlet, it's your quest you know? So it says that, you know, what's happening next this week is stepping into this empowerment place. And we may want all sunshine, roses, and abundant sunflowers. But at the end of the week, it's probably going to feel more like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff with a wand again. You know, like, it's okay. I think you have to remember the whole layout, that you have the Empress as support and asset, and that it's asking us to get to here next. You know, so the big step is this. I mean, they all speak to each other. They always do. But that the big deal this week is to change and shift our structures to better support us, to allow for magic, right? Release to receive. Destroy something in order to build something new. It doesn't have to be epic, but you do have to take things down and make space or move to a different lot, you know? And so the end of this week, you're going to need to, like, stand your ground. Nope. I'm comfortable with who I am. What it sounds like is, it sounds like you're not comfortable with who I am now or how I'm evolving. And I hear that, but I have no intention of changing what I'm doing because I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. And it actually doesn't have to affect you. If you take your nose out of my business, it's no longer your problem. You know, I don't know if you've ever dealt with people that way, but it'll throw them for a loop. They'll go quiet real fast. Okay. Or they'll just try to continue to fight you, and they just end up looking so silly. We're all making energetic changes that when people start to get loud and silly, it sounds really loud and really silly. That allows us to be more calm, allows us to hold our space and to diffuse the weirdness or the silliness, because it's like they're talking to themselves now. Okay. Additional cards for the week. The spirit in which to move through things. This is such a sweet card. Every time it shows up, and now I feel it as like the universe goes, it's okay. If things may look a little weird and a little rocky, you're safe. You're safe at home. And you're always safe in meditation, right? This is always this great, like, third eye, like, where is your true home? Your true home is internal. Your true home is with spirit. Your true home is in the divine cosmos. So you're safe. So it's like the universe is like, things may look pretty weird. This may happen this week. You're safe, you know, and you may have to stand your ground and really stand up for something. It's okay. Go in. Home is heaven, right? Like, heaven on earth is our physical vessel. So when you go into the physical vessel in meditation and into that third eye, you have this moment of safety. So there's still this weird Pisces, like, I'm telling you guys, this morning I was like, I might have to crawl back in bed today. And what did I do? I meditated, got all my little black crystals I needed in my pockets, and took myself to the gym so that I was out, you know, in a different space, different perspective, and got into my body and feel safe and secure and anchored. So I'm not being swept away by all of these energies, and then went, okay, all right, we can do this, you know? Let's see. Which one? The eye of awareness and the root chakra. Yeah, totally. Like the little house dude. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much grounding work that we've been doing on unicornwellness.studio, right? Like in the movement patterns, and it's real. So, like, again, remember that when you're pressing play on unicornwellness.studio, you're getting Reiki energy. I'm sending it to you. And then you're doing the movement patterns so that we're working in the physical body. But this does the clean sweep of the energetic body. And so just like the physical needs that resting integration time, we're in integration this week. And I do think there's this flip into being very rooted, like physically security rooted in spirit, right? I mean, this is the whole thing. Like most of us with issues of worthiness or abundance and manifestation, it's always rooted in the root chakra, our sense of security in the world. And this tends to come from young experiences of either, abandonment, trauma, abuse, that it's just really hard to upright that when that's happened in childhood. And so this is telling us, like, all of these things that you've been doing, you get on the mat, you press play on that meditation that's curated each month. And you guys, the meditation this month, I'm like so lucky to bring it to you. I'm really grateful that it came through for you all. So work your meditations, because there is profound transition and anchoring in your root chakra. And the root chakra is about your security and your sense of safety in this incarnation. It's powerful. This is where the witch's brew comes from. This is where it gets anchored. So we need solar plexus, manifestation central, and we need all the high vibes. But if you don't have a strong root chakra, none of it brings anything to fruition. and it all feels off the rails, you know? So it's really, really, really important to get grounded, to have this combination of movement in the physical body and this connection and awareness in meditation. So it just by doing the practical, even if you're not like super, don't really want to think about the work so much, then don't. Just go press play. That's the whole point. These levelings and clearings will happen on their own if you're doing the doing. Movement on the mat, hydration, clean fuel, meditation, tarot. It will happen. That's like, there are few things in the world I can promise or guarantee. I guarantee that. Okay, so that's the spirit in which to move through this week, is that you're safe and that you're mostly safe in meditation this week. So if you're feeling like, oh, it's all too much, like go sit your booty in an extra meditation. Then our angel for the week. Okay, so I always say that this, oracle card that I pull is what to embody in the week, what to call upon the archangel to ask for protection from, or the fake it till you make it kind of, how do I need to proceed this week if I'm feeling really out of sorts? I love this. This is remember who you are, Archangel Michael, okay? And everybody's got an opinion. I feel, Michael's really like the lead archangel. Like, he's such a coverall for everything. So instead of going so, specialized with the other angels this week, it's like big and broad, right? You are powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So this is like the double up of this. If you're safe, it's okay. You really, like, we're looking out for you. You don't have to worry as much as you think you have to. And in fact, you don't really have to worry at all. You want to use critical discernment. You're having a physical life. But you don't have to fret. Like, you need to surrender and trust us and call on us a little bit. So let's read Remember Who You Are, because it'll give us more insight for Archangel Michael. Okay, you are made in the image and likeness of your Creator, so you embody aspects of all those qualities. Your inner divine light is pure and bright in truth, and no mistakes can undo God's handiwork of true perfection. Don't be afraid of power, your magnificence, or your wisdom. You are God's handiwork and true perfection. When you succeed, you inspire others. When you change your life so that it's more aligned with your interests, you inspire others. Be powerful, be magnificent. This is who you are. Michael's name means he who is like God, since he emanates the Creator's awesome qualities of love, power, strength, and unwavering faith. When you call upon Michael, your own similar qualities are enhanced and magnified. Ask Michael to enter your dreams and clear away any fears that are blocking you from fully enjoying and living your spiritual gifts and qualities. Michael works especially well with us while we're sleeping, since that's when we're more open-minded and receptive. There you go. Looking at the comments. Oh, he does? Archangel Michael is kind of, Michael and Raphael tend to show up a lot for me also. And that's why I always feel like Michael's kind of a coverall. It's like if you can't remember any of the other archangels and you're really needing some support and guidance or protection, or feeling like I need some help, calling on Archangel Michael is always like, that's never going to go wrong. I mean, any of the angels, it's not like it's going to go wrong. But I feel like he's pretty fierce and also big, so it's big energy, big integration, big transition right now. It's a beautiful, beautiful week. Again, don't think that beautiful means easy. I don't think this week is going to be easy. I think it's going to be, you need to really work your habits and tactics of getting on the mat, of hydrating, of meditation, and really, if you can't get out of some social endeavors like I cannot this week, then you need to really make sure that the self-care time follow-up on that is in equal place somewhere. Or at the end of the week, you're like, nope, this time is mine. I'm going to allot this in order to create and cultivate balance. Because it's always about balance anyhow. But I think that all the Pisces energy is still so big right now, that it's watery, it's emotional, it's a little tumultuous. And if you don't so much like the feels, like if Pisces doesn't sit prominently in your chart in a way that you're used to working with all the feels, it's not going to feel good. It's going to be like pokey and prickly and anxiety and a little depressed and, keep hearing anxiety. that there's this anxiousness. And I think this is the combo of this Aries energy with all the Pisces still at play. The Aries is like, this is my time and I want to go play. And then it's like being watered down. He's just pissed. So, you know, there you go. Yeah, so as far as today on the site, you know, your new meditation is up. The new workout, it's your full stretch, is up. We had a little snafu this morning, but it was there. It just had the wrong date. What else? Your new moon reading is also up. So tomorrow, Tangent Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be our new moon ritual together. We'll talk about the energies of this moon coming up. We'll do the live tarot poll. So I take about 10 questions for those who are live with me tomorrow, and I will answer them. And what else? Oh, the Deep Dive to Thrive sessions are still on sale. They are on sale through the end of April. So all this month, they're 20% off. I don't put them on sale any other time of the year. I think this is going to be an annual thing. This is the time that the universe most supports our highest and greatest good for our personal wellness. Movement is still thriving right now, and Aries still needs to move. And in fact, anger is best dispelled by movement, taking a walk, getting on the mat. Yay, yeah, yay for the new moon stuff, right? So if you have any inkling, if it calls to you at all, the Deep Dive to Thrive sessions are truly transformational. Like, I just can't explain it. One, I'm really good at what I do, and it's been years now. And you get the alignment portion of it. We talk through the food and the movement portion of it. And then you have a tarot reading at the end for channeled information to come through. And by meeting one-to-one with me in this session, it's 90 minutes. And then I take another 90 minutes on the back end of it to put everything together for you. This really transforms upswings and healing in the next 6 to 12 months. And you don't need to do it again for the rest of the year. So it really is a one-time, like once a year thing. You're welcome to do it more than that. But even for my clients who do, it's twice a year. And it's transformational. I mean, this is like money literally where your mouth is. Like, I'm sick of feeling this way. I'm sick of putting this off. I don't know what I need to be doing. I've hired a million other trainers. Yeah, and they're not any good. Okay, so that's mean. But there's just a refinement to this session that goes into it from the physical and the mental and the emotional that allows for deep healing to really take root and stick. Okay. And this is often the time when people are like, I know I should do the reset, and they just can't like get themselves into beginning it. And once we talk about the details of your body and what you're going through and how that individually really supports healing from the reset food perspective, you guys hop on that reset, and it's like, I mean, these are really transformational. So think about it. They'll be on sale all this month. You can book it over tandygutierrez.com. If you do not see a time that works for you there, reach out to me. I will find you a time, I promise. So if you're willing to do the deep dive, I will find you a time. And just ask your community. I've been making little extra times for people all over the place because I don't want you to not do this. Like, this is, the deep dive session is essentially how I transform my own life. It wasn't a 3-hour thing. It wasn't an hour and a half thing. This is all the information that I've used to pull myself out of panic attacks, anxiety, bouts of depression, the trouble with the celiac and all the thyroid issues that I had, and the chronic fatigue. Like, this is how you do it, by looking at these pieces all together holistically, and then moving forward in consideration of the practical and the science and the magical and the emotional, spiritual aspect of things. They feed into one another, they talk to each other, and they do not work alone, okay? And if they work alone, they work for a little bit, but they don't stick and they don't make transformational change, okay? So if you have any questions about it, you ask, but they are on sale. You have to book them at tandygutierrez.com, okay? And then if you wanna hop in, and you're not a member of unicornwellness.studio yet, there'll be links below to further your 30-day guest membership. They're everywhere because I want you guys to have your 30 days and really make the leap. The meditation this month, sometimes certain series of movements I'm like, oh, I'm so in love with. This meditation was a gift. It actually came through for a client. It was channeled in her reading, and then it kept pushing that I needed to share it with the community. I love it. I think it's really powerful. And I would hate for anybody to miss this month's meditation. Okay. What else? Oh, Brandon, you're so, so welcome. Like, you guys are all such gems, and you're really listening and you're really doing the work. So that's when it becomes not easy, but there's an ease to it and a faith. And like when it feels like the struggle bus, like today, I was totally on the struggle bus last night and this morning, and cranky and a little surly. And I just go, then I need to take a step back and take care of me and get anchored and then go, okay, we're going through transition. And I think anytime it starts to feel really intense there's a transition and an opportunity, right? So just be aware and be listening to that, okay? I think that's everything I have for you all today. This is your weekly reading. I hope you love it. Come back and listen to it again, maybe towards the end of the week. If you have questions, post them below. Please, 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 please click the like button on these videos. It's really powerful and important. And if the work speaks to you, please do so. If it ever calls to you to share the videos, just throw them out there on the interwebs and social. It would really be useful and helpful to me and to the work, and therefore to the collective, right? You have more people doing this kind of work and self-awareness and in love and in evolution and transformation. That's a powerful planet. So we all help in the ways that we can. Okay. All right. I am going to probably log off of here unless you all have questions. I'll stay for another, couple minutes. Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah. I love you guys. So I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's new moon. So we'll talk more about the astrology and the moon at play. Let me know how you all are feeling this week, how last week kind of shook out, and where things are at energetically for you. April on unicornwellness.studio, we're back into more traditional Pilates integrated movements. You're going to see that through the spring. Springtime is usually a little more classical. There's still other variations that go in there. But for those of you who love the Pilates work, it's coming. It's here. It's time. Okay? All right. I love you guys very much. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will see you tomorrow. If you have questions or offerings, find me in the private Facebook group, find me on Instagram, stay right here and write a comment. But please click the like button on this video. And if it calls to you, share it. I would really appreciate it. I love you all very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye, you guys.